What's going on, guys? I had Maxpeedingrod send me out their new T6 coilovers for my Scion XB. The link for these coilovers will be in the description. Also, if you go ahead and use code Cody, you'll save yourself 10% off.
Alright, first off, we're gonna have to remove this plastic windshield cowl and also both windshield wipers. So to do that, you've got to remove about 10 clips and then two 10 millimeters, I think, but I'll put it up on screen exactly what size it is. So the clips are right here, here, and then all along here, and then also up there, but I'm missing most of my clips because I've done about 4 coilovers on this car. Step 2, once you've removed the windshield wipers and that cover, now you've got to take out the motor, which has 3 10 millimeters, so one right here, one right there, and then one over here. And then you've also got to pull this out. You squeeze on the back and then pull. There's a little clip on the back. All right, now step 3, once you've got the windshield wiper motor removed, we've now got to remove this tray so that we can access the top hats. So to do that, it's about 6 10 mils, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there was one right there, probably right there too, and then boom, boom, I lost count. So we can't remove this tray because of the wiring that goes through it, but when needed, you kind of just wiggle it out of the way, like so, like so. See what I mean? Just like rotate it kind of. Now that I got all that off, I usually safely jack up the car and I'll put it on 4 jack stands under the pinch welds. If I have an air impact, I will be taking my wheels off when it's in the air. But if you don't have an air impact, you should break your lugs loose before you jack it up into the air. Or you could have someone step on the brake for you. Now that we got all the wheels off, I'm gonna start in the front and I'm gonna start on the lower part. I like to set a jack under the knuckle or the control arm pretty much anywhere you can, just to support the hub, because we're gonna be removing these 2 19 millimeter nuts and bolts, and when you do that, your knuckle is gonna fall down. So you got those 2 bolts removed and you drop the knuckle. We're gonna go on top and then take off these 3 13 millimeters, and then the whole strut, coilover, whatever you have installed is gonna fall. All right, so we're gonna put this up in. The 3 nuts on the top secured, go down to the bottom, and then use your jack and lift the knuckle back up so that it'll go into the coilover, and then put your 2 19 millimeter bolts in. So we put the front coilover on, we're gonna move to the rear. There is a 17 millimeter right there, and then up top there's an 18 millimeter. I'm gonna take off the 17 millimeter on the bottom first, and then take off the top, and then it'll drop. Be careful with the bottom one that you don't snap it. Once you take this nut off, just go ahead and lower down everything and it'll fall out. Before we're able to put the rear strut onto the car, we're gonna have to be able to take this nut off, and to do that, you've got to loosen the set screw on the dampening, and then you pop this dampening off. When you take the zip tie off of here, be very careful that the metal inserts don't fall out. Also, before installing this up into the car, you must take this off and the top rubber bushing, like that. So there's only, so it looks like this when you put it up in. All right, now we're gonna take these pieces, we're gonna put the rubber onto the top. Make sure that that shaft comes through like that, and then put the rubber over that shaft, and that piece on top of there, and like that. Make sure you tighten it properly, and then the dampening clip just goes right back on. All right, so if you're gonna run your perch, take the nut off and then take this washer off and then put this down here like this. And then you put the washer on the bottom and then you put your nut on. But I'm not gonna put it on because I'm not running any of that. So now we're gonna put the 17 back on the bottom and the washer that goes with it. Left side, just rinse and repeat what you had already done. So take the two 19 millimeters off, and the 312s, and then the 117 and 118 back here. All right, important, just like the other side, make sure you take this off like that. That's how you install it up in, and then you put this back on top. All right, now that all the coilovers are installed, we can go ahead and reinstall all the parts we had to take off, like the windshield cowl, windshield motor, windshield wipers. And then put your windshield wiper motor back in, and then put this windshield cowl back in.
Alright, it's now been about 1 month since I installed these. I can instantly feel the improvement, especially given the adjustable dampening. This is how my car is sitting after an alignment and installing my old adjustable eBay camber plates. I'll put that video up on screen so you can watch it after this. I've got some new wheels and a how to clear your OEM taillight video coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys for watching and have fun modifying your XB.